All right, we got Too Short on the line right here, live on the Monster 103.7, calling all the way. You're in Cali right now, Too Short?
I'm in California, at home.
Nice, at home, enjoying the game, of course.
Oh, yeah. It's been that week of 420, so, it's lovely out here.
It's blowing out there, and the Lakers are blowing away. Well, not blowing away the Thunder, but it definitely looks like the Lakers are going to take the series without a doubt.
Yeah, they look a little tougher. We'll see, youngsters might get it together.
They you never know, I guess. You never know. But let's get down to business. Of course, your album came out this week digitally, still blowing. Why don't you let the people know about the new Too Short music going on right now?
Well, yeah, I decided to, take advantage of, the whole iTunes and the internet, sales, there's a lot of sales coming off the internet, and instead of, releasing, a mixtape or something, I decided, let me release it, maybe just a 12-cut album, all new songs. It's just really like a little appetizer to the new album that's coming. I'm working on a really, really, really banging album that's going to get shipped out in stores and everything. So I just didn't want too much time to go by. I wanted to take my time and make the album right. So I had a lot of songs I put together. A good project to just Too Short stuff. Talk some of that stuff I talk, and the bass is in there, and it's sounding good. Still blowing. Still
giving the people what they want, the classic Too Short material. And one thing I got to ask you, since the album was released digitally, I mean, I know your story from back in the day selling, tapes out the trunk. The difference between, selling stuff out of your trunk literally to now, selling stuff that isn't even like a physical product.
Yeah, well, to me, it's the same concept, because regardless of if we got there's a story about selling tapes out the trunk, but I mean, you don't really hear the story about when we didn't have a car and we caught the public transit and sold tapes out of a paper bag, and walking on foot from neighborhood to neighborhood. And that was, that was real grind to me. So to me, it's no different than having Jive as a distribution system that ships 1 million copies, or if you just one click of a button on the internet and put it available to download. It's the same thing to me. I'm trying to get the music to a certain amount of people. I want the people who want to hear it. I want you to be able to get it. If I got to bring it to you, I'll jump on the airplane and bring it to you. I just want you to have it. So now we got the internet popping, and we don't have to ship it. I can just send it to you through the airwaves.
Yeah, man, and it's definitely going to go out there right now. And the classic material, of course, you've been dropping. You've been with the Bay right now. E40 also dropped his album, and I was just wondering, also, not hindsight necessarily, but taking it back to the early '90s, did you ever think that you and E40 would still, to this day, be holding it down like this?
I knew a long time ago, well into the '90s, after we just kept making good music, and I'm a big E40 fan, he's a big Too Short fan, and we talk on the phone, every week. We've been keeping in touch for the last 20 years. So I know that after a while, we both had figured out the formula of how to make the kind of music that our fans like. So, it's not something I could predict to say that I'd have a long career, but I knew the entire time, as I'm making the next album and the next album and the next album, I'm like, oh, they don't like this shit. They don't like this shit. So there was never any doubt between either one of us that they wouldn't like the next songs that we make. I'm blowing 3 songs on his album. I'm working on some songs by myself that are some hot ass shit, music. And he's gonna be all over my album. We probably do an album together. We probably record an album together this year. And it's just, we've proven that hip hop is not an age thing,
Yeah, no, most definitely. I mean, you both been around for a minute, and you both worked with one of my favorite artists, Tupac Shakur. Of course, Tupac was on your album, and I was just wondering if you could give the people a little bit history of how you guys linked up in the Bay.
A history of what?
Of how you linked up with Tupac.
Oh, well, a mutual friend of ours, a musician by the name of Shorty B, who was a guitar player that did a lot of music with me. He was good friends with everybody in Digital Underground. I knew Shock G, I knew Money B. I have been knowing Shock G since before he even formed Digital Underground. And, you know, our crews were like close, like a lot of members in Digital Underground were good buddies with a lot of members in my crew. And just eventually Shorty B would, you know, he'd be with Tupac all the time, and he just brought him around and stuff. And, we always would say, what's up? And then, Tupac was close to my homeboy Richie Rich, too.
Yeah.
And, Rich would be around. And then, I don't know, somewhere down the line, we just hung out, man. It was Tretch, it was Tupac, it was me, it was some of the homies, Shorty B. And we just started hanging out. We got real tight. And then, after that, I would just see him everywhere. We just was homies. And we ended up, in the Bay Area, if you notice, a lot of Bay Area artists work together. So, everybody just at the drop of a phone call, you're like, hey man, you want to come get on my album? And you say, okay. And we really, back in those days, I would do something for like Pop to come get on the album, and it wouldn't even be like, okay, pay me $10,000 now. It was just the homies,
Yeah, for sure. And like you mentioned, back when that was going on, I mean, all the Bay Area dudes were linking up together. Pac was always putting Bay Area people on his albums. You guys were always on each other's albums. And that's something that I find really weird that, since Pac's passing, all his albums that have come out since don't really have any Bay features on it at all. And it's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah, that's just because the hands that they're in, it's probably not people that live in the Bay anymore, or, like if his mother was doing it, I think she's in Atlanta, if Death Row was doing it there in L.A., so, no, I mean, that's just how it is, man. It's kind of, I'm glad to have the opportunity to work with him, because he was, like seriously, truly, like, phenomenal in the studio, like, seriously, like, I've never seen anybody write faster than him, and he would write these songs really fast, and then when he rapped them back, they'd have all this meaning to them. You're like, damn, how did with that, like, that fast? Did he have this already written somewhere else and just had it memorized? Like, what the fuck?
And, well, speaking of the Bay, the Bay back then was huge. I mean, up here in Montreal, Canada, I mean, we had the Richie Rich CDs, we had your CDs, the E40 CDs, the Spice One CDs in our stores, and it was big, and it was a big thing to be West Coast fan here. What do you think it's going to take for the new generation to make the Bay, like, worldwide and North American again?
Man, I just think that hip-hop is very, very regional. It, from one region to the next, it heats up. And I just think that, it's rap music. It's going to do what it wants to do. And, there's a lot of hot music coming out of the Bay. But just right now, the, mindset of the consumer is like, they're giving it to the dirty South, So, let's see, I'm trying to pick somebody up here at the airport.
All right. So you roll into the airport.
I'm actually just picking somebody up at the airport. Sorry about that, man.
No problem, man.
I just think, like, there's a lot of good music coming out the West Coast, man. I feel that, if you're a fan of the West Coast, you're a fan of it right now. If you're feeling the dirty South, if you're feeling, oh, she doesn't see me. I gotta do something like blow the horn or something. Like, all right, come on. And she can't see me. She can't. Can she see me now? Yeah, she sees me now. You guys call me right while I'm picking my friend up at the airport. And I can't call her on the phone and say, come outside. So I'm just trying to wave and stuff. I gotta go. So it's cool.
All right, cool. Yeah, because I do a three-way, but it'd be kind of weird on the air right now, calling your phone.
Come on outside, baby. It's all good, man. Yeah, man. I'm not even like really like like tripping on that whole like what coast is it from and whatnot. I just like good music,
Yeah, for sure.
And I know a lot of artists, even though the sales might not be platinum or something. There's a lot of artists in the Bay that they're surviving. They don't have to get a day job. So that's what I think. I think that's